Yes. Welcome inside our CBS Sports Studios. I'm Adam Schein alongside my guy, the great Kyle Long. And Kyle, this just in, they tell me Drake Maye just threw another touchdown.
That's unbelievable.
I mean, you want to talk about pitching a perfect game. And I know the Jets are dreadful. I don't care. That arguably was the greatest performance by any quarterback this season. That was virtuoso. Look, I think Drake Maye is a star. He's a stud. He's sensational. And the way Josh McDaniels runs that offense, McDaniels has been so incredible for Maye. The way that Mike Vrabel makes sure that his team doesn't take anybody for granted. They don't, overlook a Christmas weekend trip to New Jersey to take on the lowly, hapless, pathetic Jets. This is Patriots football. And when you look at Vrabel and the way that he has instilled that culture, Drake Maye to me is number 2 on the list behind Matthew Stafford for MVP. We are talking about a team that has tremendous belief. The quarterback is special. Loved him in the draft a few years ago. Last year with the coaching was a total mess. Watching Drake Maye play football every single week, honestly, Kyle, it's been a treat all year long.
In order to really have this conversation, we got to go back in time a little bit to when Drake Maye was selected to play for the New England Patriots. And there was that conversation that we had week to week. Is this New England Patriots infrastructure, is the team good enough to put Drake Maye on the field, this highly sought-after draft prospect? We knew that he was going to be a guy that was going to come along and be a player, but the team wasn't ready for him. You bring Mike Vrabel in, you spend over $300 million this offseason to handpick guys that he deems to be acceptable for the new Patriot way. Patriot 2.0 is what I'm going to call it. Explosive, dynamic, confident group. That's what you have in New England. And I feel like their ability to run the football physically with a number of different guys, the ability to stretch the field with throws down the field. Drake Maye he doesn't even blink. There's no throw on the field that he can't make. And add into the equation that he can run. When this team hits the playoffs, they're going to hit the ground running. And I'm glad you put it so eloquently about traveling to New Jersey and playing this Jets team and not taking the day off. Mm-hmm. This is a group of guys that were handpicked from elsewhere around the league. And it was like the Avengers. And Mike Vrabel got his Avengers together, and he said, I've got a superhero at quarterback. I need all the assistant superheroes to show up and play. And they have played. They've hit on all $300+ million of investment in New England. Mike Vrabel is in my opinion, he's the unquestioned coach of the year. Okay. And I know there's a lot of conversations. I don't have a vote. You do. But I saw that team last year. I've seen them this year. They dominate people. Drake Maye was unbelievable today. He was unconscious, okay? It's like I had to go into the game settings and make sure that it wasn't on rookie. We got to get it to all Madden, okay? Because that's what we play on here in the NFL, right? Oh, you are in all Madden. That's how easy you make it look. That's unbelievable for Drake Maye.
So I'm with you on everything, including your take on Mike Vrabel, because I thought the Patriots would be vastly improved. The audience knows. I think Mike Vrabel, look at what he did in Tennessee with Ryan Tannehill. He's a top 4 or 5 coach in the NFL, and that was from the Tennessee days. Perfect fit in New England after the Mayo disaster. I mean, you're right. I mean, how do you decide coach of the year? I think you
maybe
see
give it to Josh McDaniels if you don't give it to Mike Vrabel.
By the way, there is an award for assistant coach of the year.
They're just going to get a big old cabinet at Patriot Place and just put all the 2025 trophies in there.
And I think Vrabel, in terms of overachievement and making those parts fit, and I know Patriots fans are going to get annoyed when I say this. Part of the reason why I think Vrabel is the coach of the year, I don't think the Patriots are that great. I don't expect them to make a run in the postseason, even though they have the culture, they have the quarterback who is a superhero, they have the offensive coordinator. Diggs has stepped up. He's been remarkable. Defense has made plays. Running backs are good. The line is good. I don't necessarily think that the team is great. I think Vrabel and McDaniels and Maye make them great. I will not pick the Patriots to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. I actually think that if they don't get the number 1 seed, depending upon who they're matched up against, they're a real candidate to get bounced early in the playoffs. But that, to me, is such a credit, and I mean this when I say this. I'm not trying to throw shade. That's why I think Vrabel and Maye deserve all the flowers.
The sexy, brainy quarterback guru, offensive wizard types, they put great players at the positions that you would judge a team to be great by. Mike Vrabel, a guy who has two-gapped, rushed the passer, stopped the run, caught passes in the red zone, That's a guy who understands what's actually important on the football field. And I take nothing away from your judgment, because I'll tell you what, they're not like that great football team, but they are a great team. Like, they're together, they play for one another, and they have real belief. And it starts with their head coach, Mike Vrabel, and it trickles down to Drake Maye, who's a second-year player playing like a 10-year player. Guys like Robert Spillane, who came from the Las Vegas Raiders,
amazing,
who showed up and hit the ground running. Milton Williams, who came from the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles, who, re-energized that defensive line in there. There are guys all over the field that are just football players, and Mike Vrabel loves football.
Which to me is why he's the coach of the year and why I put Maye number 2 for MVP. But here's to me the counter, which is interesting, right? When you start looking at who they could play in the postseason, if they're matched up with Josh Allen, I'm not even going to say the Bills, Josh Allen. I'll pick Josh Allen to go into New England and beat him. If they're matched up with Jacksonville, I think Jacksonville could beat him. If they're matched up with the Houston Texans, I think Houston could beat them. If they have to play Denver in Denver on Championship Sunday, look, I think Sean Payton is an absolute gem, and forget about Bounty Gates. He should be in the Hall of Fame. So I think that Vrabel and Maye have maximized this team this season. They'll get even better, Kyle, in my opinion, talent-wise for next year, but I would be surprised if this team's playing in the Super Bowl.
I'm going to have to see it to believe it, because the way Drake Maye's playing football is unbelievable. And nobody has a better understanding of situational awareness, game management, the rules, and what becomes paramount in the playoffs, all that stuff, and the quarterback. The Patriots have it. So for all those teams, you got to prove it to me that they can beat New England and Drake Maye.
I can't wait for the AFC postseason. It's going to be unbelievable.